Today's episode is brought to you by No Thanks to You.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. The Boys, yeah, I've been talking a lot of shit just because I fucking hate Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. And I'm more mad at Amazon for doing The Boys instead of Martial Law, because The Boys is just a ripoff of Martial Law anyway. But as for my unbiased opinion, yeah, this season's pretty epic. You've seen a lot of reviews on it. I mean, the fact that, like, it answers that whole thing about why doesn't Ant-Man just go up fucking Thanos' ass and expand and blow him up. Yeah, they did that, but with some gay shit in it. It was pretty wrong, pretty raunchy, but pretty funny at the same time. Had a bunch of other, like, you know, fuck yous to both sides, which I like, but we all know that the series is gonna end horribly because this is Seth Rogen we're talking about. You saw what Seth Rogen did to Preacher.
I made a huge mistake.
Of course, the original ending in the comics sucked anyway. Watch Danny Mole, our nigga.
YouTube took down, and you know what? I still think it's a fucking scam. He got an email from somebody saying that they were the lawyers of fucking
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, and they were like,
Look, you need to delete your shit, or we're gonna fucking take you to court.
and he just was straight up just, okay, do it. Took it down. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. There's at least two other big giant fucking channels on YouTube that has this same fucking series, and they ain't taking their shit down. Maybe you should fucking, like, look at it a little deeper and make sure this is for real. You know, this could just be one of those channels.
Yeah.
Like Invincible cartoon. Like, I watched it, it's good, but all I can see is they did this in Justice, Superman, and so-and-so, or
Yeah.
all these other comics. You just kind of took their ideas, and it's not your idea, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just even like Walking Dead. Like, oh, it's a zombie. It's not a zombie movie. It's not this, like, fuck off. It's a zombie movie that just goes on for 8 years. Walking Dead's only got 3 plots.
Yeah.
Trying to find some place to hide, running from the monsters, stupid human bullshit. I'm
Well-
not watching that every week.
Oh, did you see Film Theory?
Yeah.
Because, you know, rigor mortis takes 6 months. So basically, like, the zombies won't even be able to get you because they'll be already decomposed.
I'm always like, oh my god, the zombies are so stupid, they're so dangerous. I'm like, they can't handle the doorknob. They're not dangerous. God, the military got defeated. These bunch of fucking yokels running around with baseball bats or somehow surviving the apocalypse. And all you need to do is get in a tank, blast the horn, and drive up and down the street, and the dumb thing's gonna run right out in front of it.
Well done!
And I fucking hate Seth Rogen. But for a show, it's getting good, you know? Fucking, they're doing V24, a 24-hour version of Compound V, which gives them, like, temporary superpowers for a day. And it's just a big allegory for drug addiction. And Homelander's getting eviler and eviler each day. They've totally changed a lot of the source material, like Soldier Boy and shit. Yeah, instead of being a wimpier Captain America, which they also did in fucking Martial Law as well.
I've made a huge mistake.
At least with this one, like, he's, like, totally different character.
Shut up and get to the point!
So this week's episode, Herogasm, I've seen a few reviews on it, and they're talking about how it's too raunchy, and
Really?
damn YouTube are a bunch of fucking prudes.
I mean, come on!
I've been in better orgies than that. Of course, I did an S&M dungeon for 2 weeks, so that makes me cooler than all of you.
Oh, snap.
I'm sick of the side plot they have with Frenchie and Kimiko, and why'd you not make little Nina a fucking little person?
Nag, 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 nag!
I know, it's your own version of it, blah, 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 but really, you couldn't get a fucking little person to play little Nina?
What the fuck?
What made this episode great, though, had absolutely nothing to do with Herogasm. It was the big boss fight with Homelander and Soldier Boy, then Homelander and Butcher, then it took Soldier Boy, Butcher, and teleporting Huey to combat Homelander. That, right there, that's what made the episode worth watching. But all in all, fucking, it's just YouTube hyping up something that's not so raunchy. You people are we've gotten so prudish that, oh god, there's subverting expectations, and then there's
Really? Why?
Before I continue, let's bring on today's sponsor. No thanks to you. Yep, no thanks to you. We don't get any fucking hype, anything that really matters. And it wasn't as awesome as Herogasm, but the big reveal that Soldier Boy is Homelander's dad, pretty cool. And the fact that temporary V is, if you take more than 5 doses, you'll die. Pretty fucked up. I still think it's annoying that little Nina's not played by a dwarf, but yeah, all in all, the show is getting good. Like, as much as I want to hate on it for being a ripoff of Martial Law, it is getting good. They are deviating from the source material to kind of like differentiate themselves, and I'm glad it's an Eric Kripke decision instead of a Seth Rogen. And wow, so much shit happens. Homelander now has Ryan.
Fucking disappointment.
Leave him alone! Please.
out of here, Ryan.
Stop!
Get out of the building now.
Just stop, please!
You can't just...
Stop, please!
Don't do
Don't want to go into too much details just because everybody else has covered it and you don't give a fuck about my coverage of it. But I like how it ends with Victoria Newman becoming the new Veep because Homelander gets the Deep to kill her running mate rival. Butcher's dying now because of how much temp V he took, but we all know he's gonna end up taking the permanent compound V just so he can kill Homelander. I mean, I know that they're gonna have a spin-off series too, you know, called Varsity, based off the G-Men, which is their parody of the X-Men. But they already have a parody of the X-Men. It's called the Umbrella Academy, and you know how much that show went to shit. As you saw in the last couple of videos, making fun of Elliot Page.
Oh, snap.
I'd say special thanks to people, but I gotta go on Sub Pals and YT Pals just to try to get 100 views on here because the algorithm could suck. Coming soon. Oh, I'm doing a deep, insane, dimension deep dive into the entire lore of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Because if you didn't know this, back in 2012, I tried to start a disaster area tribute band.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy notes that a disaster area, the Plutonian rock band, the Yagrokaka Mine Zones, is generally held to be not only the loudest rock band in the galaxy, but in fact the loudest noise of any kind at all. Oh yeah! I almost have a full collection of Star Wars Legacy, you know, from Dark Horse Comics, you know, when Star Wars comics were good, and my favorite character, Cade Skywalker. I even got the heart, you know, I just need 2 more to add to my collection, and I'll have the whole set to do my review on. I'll do it by individual, you know, trade book. I also got the Predator Omnibus by Dark Horse Comics, because fuck Disney, fuck Marvel. That lore's badass. They actually gave the lore to Predator, you know, in Dark Horse Comics. I also got Axe Cop and a bunch of other things, so stay tuned on that shit.
Plus the fucking message is bomb.com.
Chaos is a ladder.
Shout out to our patrons, in order of importance, the Shadow Vessel, the Fly Attractor, Janitor Jake, Count Morivond, Gary Mossberg, and of course Ryan Zacher. If you have any opinions on what I'm saying, like and comment. Just say some shit in the comments. I need more hate mail anyway, because apparently the only way I actually get views is when I piss people off, because this algorithm